Well, hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Auto Repair Marketing Podcast. I'm your host, Brian Walker, and my guest today and co host is Kim. She just asked me if I was interviewing her, which it's going to really be more of a discussion. So I guess she's my co host, not
We'll
necessarily
see.
my guest. But anyway, before we get too far into the episode, which is going to be about whether or not you should have a team retreat, before we get too far into it, let's thank our sponsors. ShopBoss is software built by shop owners for shop owners. ShopBoss offers real solutions backed by real experience. Simply put, it's shop management software that works your way. When customers are in the lobby and cars are on the lift, you don't have time for a learning curve. That's where ShopBoss comes in, with profit boosting features that work the way you need them to right out of the box. From built-in DVI to robust customizable reporting, ShopBoss makes everything about running a shop work more smoothly. Plus, with their Boss Pay Payments feature powered by 360 Payments, you can enter the era of totally paperless payments. From text to pay, remote payments, and consumer financing options, to compliance, surcharging, and now even offering PayPal and Venmo options. Everything is built right into ShopBoss. Plus, everything is backed by a fantastic support team with one goal in mind: your success. Be the boss with ShopBoss. Independent auto repair shops, get ready to transform your business with AppFueled. It's time for your professional auto service shop to have its own customer loyalty app. AppFueled will build an app that launches a custom loyalty program for your shop in 30 days or less, fully integrated with your point of sale system. Bring Fortune 500 level customer retention strategies to your business without the Fortune 500 budget. Many shops are enjoying the benefits. Our app engages your customers with a loyalty ladder, enticing them to climb the next rung, coming back more often and spending more each visit, all with your own app. Build loyalty with your customers to your brand and boost your shop's growth. Get your first app in 30 days or less, all without breaking the bank. Ready to start? Let AppFueled take your business to the next level. Go to appfueled.com or meet founder Jeremy Glasgow and book your complimentary app vision session at appfueled.com/Jeremy. That's AppFueled.com/Jeremy. So yeah, we just got back from our 5th annual team retreat.
Let's stop. Let's start right there.
So we had our first annual team retreat 5
We
years
did
ago.
not. We
Yeah, it
did
was our
not.
first annual.
No.
Look, this is a thing, y'all. I don't know if we've ever talked about this on the podcast or not, but Kim and her friend Kelly Wells, and I don't know, I think there's probably another person or two in there
There's 5.
that when somebody says first annual, it drives them nuts.
Okay. Let me be clear. It drives Kelly nuts. And Kelly is the one that started the whole thing. So anytime any of us see a piece of marketing that says first annual, I don't care if we haven't texted in 8 months. Suddenly, that group text pops off and somebody will just share the graphic and he will lose his mind.
Okay, so
So
what's the correct
here's the
terminology?
deal: inaugural. The
Inaugural.
first year is the inaugural
Okay.
event.
Look,
Second
y'all pray for
annual.
me because this is the kind of stuff that I live with. But anyway, 5th annual would be correct.
That's right.
We're on the heels of our 5th annual retreat. This started, well, obviously 5 years ago. My coach, who is Chris Cotton, Chris suggested that we do a retreat with the team.
I don't know that I ever knew that's where it came from.
Really? Yeah, you knew that. But anyway, that's where it came from. He suggested it.
So, Chris, I'm coming after you because I'm the one that plans it and does all the.
She loves it. She loves it.
Uh-huh.
So we, yeah, the first one and every other one since, we go to Grayton Beach, Florida, and we rent a beach house, and the beach house has had to get bigger every year. This year we did do the same beach house as we did last year because it's
Mhm.
ginormous. But as the team has grown, we've had to have bigger and bigger houses. But yeah, Grayton Beach, and tell us about it, Kim.
Oh gosh. Okay, I got no questions ahead of time. So this is you just said tell us about it, and now
Yeah,
I'm gonna go
tell
on
us
like
about
a 30-minute rampage.
just tell us about the retreat, some of the things that we do on it, and I definitely have some questions for you.
Yeah, so it is I go to a retreat myself in Montana, and I have found over the past several years when I talk about it, people are like, "Oh, how much work do you get done?" And I'm like, "No, no, no, retreat."
Mhm.
So, I was actually just talking to a friend of mine on the phone at this retreat, and she was asking me about, "What are you doing? Like, what meetings are you having? And, what kind of work are y'all gonna do?" And I'm like, "Not nothing. Like, it's not for work. It's literally a retreat." And I want to go, like, to dictionary.com and pull up the actual meaning of retreat because so
While you're
many.
talking, I will do that.
Okay, great. You're like, Jocko's assistant where
Mhm.
or Theo, I'm like, "Hey, look this up." Um, but it's a retreat. Otherwise, we would call it something else, right? A working vacation or I don't know. But our whole intent, so everybody works remotely. And so given that we're living in the Zoom world all the time, we really just wanted to bring our team together for that in-person feeling. And our first year, well, actually, this is the only year that we didn't have a team meeting. So the only like organized thing was we did have a team meeting, but because we've grown and the makeup of our team has changed, what? Wait, why you just
Oh,
made
you're
a
saying in the past, okay? Because you said this year we didn't have a team meeting, and then you said we had a team meeting, but you mean prior years.
the
Gotcha.
first 4 years we always had a team meeting. It was like
Yeah.
2 hours. And Brian did like this inspirational speech kind of thing. And we would do some sort of a team bonding. I feel like people are listening to me say that and they're rolling their eyes and going, "Oh my God, this woo woo team bonding stuff." But we would address certain things that we wanted to bring up or conversations or planning or that sort of thing.
But
But
that's 2
this,
hours of
it was
3.5
2 hours.
days. I
Right.
will say 3 days
Yeah.
was the only work that
Yeah.
we.
For us, it starts on Thursday afternoon and it ends on Sunday morning. So anybody can do their own retreat however they want to do it. We had to fly people in. We have people that are here where we are in Louisiana, so they'll drive together. But even the drive over is part of the retreat. Like, it's funny to me, last year, one of the vehicles that had like 5 people in it, they said it was like a party car. Like they just had a whole party the whole time. That same vehicle this year was like this, emotional, deep conversation, but either way, everybody leaves at the end refreshed, um, r reconnected, connected to new people. This time we had 4 new people on our team,
Well, we're a
but
remote company. So,
mhm,
except for us here in Louisiana, for the most part, our team is never together in the same room.
mhm,
So it
yep.
brings us together to be able to just hang out and, like, be with
Yeah,
each.
I mean, in fact, somebody messaged me, Brian. You'll know the guy I'm talking about. He's been hyper interested in joining our team
Yeah.
for a long time, and he just messaged me yesterday, and he was like, "Hey, how did the retreat look like? It went great. How? Tell me about it. What did y'all? We end up in this conversation, and
We're
he
gonna
said."
have to hire that guy at some
He
point.
said, what do y'all, what do they do? And I was like, do? We eat, we play games, we ride bikes, we sit on the beach, we eat, we like just nothing. Like we're just hanging out. We're just having a good time. There's puzzles. People our team like to sit around the table and put a puzzle together. We're just honestly hanging out and having a good time. Every year I try to do a little something special for the team. So I think the first year on the beach, I,
Campfire.
um huh?
Campfire.
Yeah, I was trying to think of, like, what I would like, it's a company that you can call and you book with them, and they come and set up on the beach with all these great chairs, and they did, like, a campfire, and we did s'mores and just had a great time. The next year, gosh, I don't remember what we did the next year. And
Yeah.
then for 2 years, I've brought in a massage therapist who sets up out on the, like, balcony of the beach house, and everybody gets, like, a 20-minute massage, which has been great. So I try to do I know one year we were like, "The house is the treat." Like,
Yeah.
it was it was our 3rd year when, like, really stepped up and, got on the beach. But yeah, just
So your
really.
definition.
Yeah, what is it?
All right. So there's 3 of them. We have 2 nouns and a verb, and of course but it's interesting to me because all 3 of them are kinda related to the same, like you can relate it to the retreat that we just took. The verb is to withdraw,
Mhm,
recede, back away, recoil, retire, evacuate. So
mhm,
basically, take a few days to get away from the work.
mhm,
Uh, the One of the nouns is a refuge, a sanctuary, a haven, a shelter, a hideaway, a sanctum. And then the other noun is withdrawal, departure, retirement, pullback. Now, like Kim said, you can certainly do the retreat however you want. There's a lot of companies that they do working retreats, but
you need to call it something else.
that's just not what we want to do with our retreat. And the idea of this episode is to get you thinking about whether or not you should potentially have a retreat. When I think of auto repair shops that do this, I think of Collinsville. And theirs wouldn't necessarily be a retreat, but they do things like offshore fishing together, or they go off roading with their four wheelers and stuff together.
Camping,
But
mhm,
it's a time to go, you know, hang out as a team and, in my mind, not work.
mhm.
Which, for an auto repair shop, it's going to be kind of hard for you to get away from the shop and do work anyway, because you kind of need to be there to do the work that you do.
Yeah, I wanna read a text message, but I'm gonna pull it up and first read it before I read it, just to make sure it's okay, publicly. I'm not gonna say who it was, but, yeah, I'm gonna skip over some of this. But this was a text that I just got. We go into these retreats, and it's where Brian and I love to go, Grayton Beach, Florida. And so you go into it with, we need sun, we need sand, we need just lay out and enjoy being outside at the beach. Well, the first solid day and a half, maybe, it was very rainy. It was very dreary, gloomy. And personally, for me, which you can't control that, but I'm like, oh my God, the whole thing is ruined. And at the retreat, I had 2 people come up to me and they were like, I'm not going to lie. I low key kind of am really glad that it's raining because we're forced to just chill out, not be busy doing this, doing that. And if you follow Shop Marketing Pros at all, like, we've had a rough couple of months. Like, we had that Google ad hack that was just as transparent and out there as we were, and handled it very, very well. It was difficult, and our team was wildly stressed out. And so them having this retreat away from work, forced not to go bike riding and doing this and doing that and sitting. So I got this text that said, we just left the house and I wanted to tell you this whole time, I feel like my brain has not shut off since December. Truly. I've been in fight mode, not just with work, but with other things in life. And this weekend, the rainy weather, putting sweats on, just sitting around, not having an agenda or pressure, not even being in my own house that I'm worried about for different reasons. My brain finally truly shut off and rested for a while. It's what I needed, and I didn't even realize how bad. Thank you so much for giving me the space to make that happen. And that's not the only text. Like, there's more than that. But you know, giving your team the space and the permission to just stop. Brian and I got that for the first time. I mean, we retreated ourselves. We took a vacation a couple of weeks ago, a dream vacation we've wanted to do for a long time, which was go to this one island, in the British Virgin Islands,
Ju
not like
Jost Van Dyke.
just Van Dyke.
Just Van Dyke.
Um,
You Americans, because of course, Kim and I are islanders, right? We're locals
we're locals.
when we're over there. Now, Americans refer to it as Yost Van Dyke, but we noticed all of the locals called it just, like Just. They would say Just
Mhm.
Van Dyke.
So now I'm
And,
trying to say it like a local.
yeah, we're trying to act
Um,
like we're locals as if.
but we intentionally, instead of like going from this island to this island to this island or, busy here, we went to an island where 300 people live, where there's really nothing to do. And for the first time in almost 27 years of marriage, there was one night, I remember we woke up the next morning and you were like, "We just slept." How many hours did we sleep? Like 10 hours?
Yeah, it's like 10 hours.
Like both of us.
I don't re
And
I don't remember the last time before that. I mean, that I slept 10 hours.
the thing is, everybody needs to just slow down sometime. And that's what we've been doing for the last 5 years. And it's not cheap. It is not cheap.
It's
We, f-
priceless.
it, right. Yeah.
And the
Um,
cool thing about when we went to Yost Van Dyke, I'm looking at the weather on the way over there, and it's, like, showing the whole week is gonna be a complete washout, and I'm like, "I cannot believe that we're going down to the British Virgin Islands, and we're gonna be stuck in a room," which I use the word room,
such a first world
like,
problem.
it is an amazingly beautiful place, but we got there, and the first 2 days, it was a washout,
Like
and
crazy
that
washout.
was the best thing that could have happened because it was
Mhm.
just like that text. The I felt the same way that the person who sent him that text felt.
Mhm.
We just needed to stop, and it was like
Mhm.
God was intentionally made us stop. And then, after those first 2 days, we were there for 8 days. The rest of the days were pretty much beautiful. It'd be a little passing rainstorm or something. It's just typical Virgin Islands. It was incredible, but those first 2 days of rain and stopping was just the best thing that could have happened.
So that was our retreat, mine and Brian's.
Yeah,
But we're really talking about your company retreat. However, a caveat is don't forget to take your own retreat. Like you've got to do something for yourself. And I remember when we had our shop, the very first real vacation we ever took, we were practically traumatized about leaving the shop. Like, can we really leave the shop? We left the shop only to discover that it did far better with us on vacation than us being there. But it's really important. I don't know how else to say it other than you can't be in a healthy place to lead your team and the people around you if you are so burnt out, so overwhelmed, so washed up, so lost and exhausted. And so taking some time for yourself is really important. Once you do that, then you'll be in a place to do a company retreat. Truthfully, when Brian brought it up, I forgot that it was Chris Cotton, or I don't know if I knew that it was Chris Cotton, but when he brought that up, I was like, what? It just shocked me that he wanted to do that. But I think every single time we leave there, we both leave the retreat with like, there's no better thing that we could be doing with our money.
yeah. Because look, it is expensive.
Mhm.
Just like, the trip that Kim and I took was expensive. It's expensive to take your entire team somewhere, but the return that you get on it, and look, it's not something where you'll ever be able to quantify a dollar amount or anything like that. But once you do it, you will understand that there is a absolute return that comes from
Mhm.
taking that time with your team and going and, treating them well. I mean, we go out and have nice dinners, like Kim talked about the massage therapist coming in and all of that. It, go spoil your team some and just be with them. And,
Yeah,
you will see a return from that.
it was also really powerful for the team to see us chilled out, relaxing. I had a couple of people who saw Brian sitting on the balcony, just laid back reading a book, and I had a couple, I think 3 people said, "I have never seen him, like, just sit down and stop like that." Somebody actually commented on one of my pictures of you reading a book and said it was Elaine. Elaine Muir said something about, "Look at him learning how to just stop," or something like that. But the other thing is we also have played some fun trivia,
Oh, yeah.
and it's crazy how much you learn about your team, and I'm talking about relaxed in pajamas, laying on the sofa, just hanging around in the living room. Last year, I had every team member send me um, um, a very unique story from childhood. And last year I read the stories and people had to guess who the story was. And even this year, there were people talking about the stories that they remember um, hearing about last year. This year, JR took over the trivia, and I think he came up with like 50 questions. He just
Yeah.
emailed all the team members like 6 questions, and he said pick 3 and answer them. And he went all in, and in similar fashion, he would say what it was, and we would all, like you're playing the trivia game at the pub or something, but
We learned so much about each
mhm.
other during that. It was fun, it was funny,
Yep.
but I had no idea that one of our team members lived in Germany for 8 years.
Mhm.
I had no idea that JR got knocked out in Mexico.
Punched in the face, knocked out cold.
Yeah, so just
And
fun
nobody knew that my first job was at Sonic Drive-In and that I crashed on my roller skates under a car. So, we just laugh and have a good time and relax, and you learn from every retreat what you need to do better or different the next time. Every year, we have to buy less and less food. Still, even this year, after we bought a lot less food, we still had food left over. So I get fussed at every year for buying too much food. Um, we rent bicycles. This year, we had someone with a knee injury and someone that was pregnant. So we rented a golf cart as well. Um, and you don't have to go to the beach. Like, depending on where you live and we have people on our team who don't necessarily love the beach. So one is not a big sun fan, so we always bring the tent thing for her. One I learned about actually lives in Florida, but she hates the sand. So we
and
worked
she
around
lived
that.
right by the beach and
Yeah.
hates the sand.
But just kind of figure out what works for you and for your team and your budget and what you're interested in. It might be that you go to the mountains, or you might go to the beach. I know people have done a cruise before, or there's a lot of different things that you can do. So,
Yeah, and,
um
if your budget doesn't allow you to go big, well, don't go big,
mhm.
I mean, a retreat, it could start as a barbecue at your house,
Yes.
on a Saturday or something. It doesn't have to be this big, crazy, expensive thing. You start where you're at.
Yeah. And then just like we talk about with planning events, again, like Brian just said, you can start small. Um, if anybody wants to see my planning document, like, I'm happy to share that with anybody. I The first couple of years, I did not tell the team where, I didn't give them a link to the house. I wanted to surprise them. And so now they know the house and we'll probably be at that house for a little while. But um, I just create a document. I also do a Google form ahead of time where I'm asking everyone, like, what are your favorite snacks? Do you have allergies? Um, who's your emergency contact? Do you have any rooming preferences? And then I have to thank God for ChatGPT, because a couple of months ago, I could not. So the house that we rent says that it will sleep 22 people. Well, we only had 14, but I can't. I'm not putting this male with this female, and there's, males aren't going to sleep together. And there's only one couple, me and Brian. And I could not figure it out. I could not get the rooming arrangement to work out right. And so I went into ChatGPT and I dropped the name of every person that was attending, whether they're male or female. I put only Brian and Kim can share a room. Females can be in a room together, sharing a king bed. Like I gave it all the rules. And in 2 seconds, it popped out my rooming arrangement. And I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. So um, there's ways to figure it all out. Cause again, like Brian said, we just rented one big house and it had like 8 rooms and all these bunk beds and all that kind of stuff. So, and then planning
And
the food and planning where you're gonna go, if you gotta make reservations and
well,
all that
and
stuff.
something that, Kim was just talking about the number of people that went, you also have to know that not necessarily all your people are gonna be able to go.
Mhm.
We had, uh, so obviously this is just our stateside team. We have people throughout the world that are on the team, like 50 people now. And, so this is something that we're able to do for our stateside team. It'd be amazing to be able to do it for our entire team one day, but all of those international flights, that would be, um, yeah,
We are
it's
not there. I
no. But, yeah, I mean, sometimes people won't be able to come. So we had, 5,
think it was 5.
yeah,
Yep.
5 of our stateside team that was not able to make it this year. And you just go with the flow. You just adjust.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
so if anybody is interested in this, you have questions, I am a planner, and I would love to chat with you if you have questions, even try to help you figure out, you know, where to go or whatever, um it's wide open, and we're big believers in just start small. Don't try to jump into the deep end of the pool on the first time. You may just do something small and simple. And look, a lot of people turn conferences into retreats, meaning on the back end or the front end of the conference. I know quite a few people that go to Vision with their whole shop and they'll rent an Airbnb house. There's a house in the Kansas City area that in the basement, there's a pool table, there's foosball, there's a gym, and there's something else. I can't remember what the other thing is, but it's like a party house. But they rent that house. And after Vision, they take 2 extra days to just stay there for what I would call a retreat. So you don't have to overcomplicate it. You might find something that you're already doing that you can turn into something really fun and beneficial. But it's also quite a company culture thing, a core values thing, a recruiting tool. I often have people that apply to work with us and they're asking like in the first interview about this company retreat. When's your company retreat? Like people love the idea of it.
yep. All right. Well, I hope that you listen to this and it'll open your mind up to possibly doing some kind of a company retreat yourself. Remember, Kim threw it out there. She'll share her planning document with you. How would they go about getting that, Kim? How should they reach out to you?
You know what? We always tell people to just reach out to podcast at shopmarketingpros.com. Brian and I both get that email. So
Or
just
you can
send
come
it.
into our Facebook group, the Auto Repair Marketing
Mm,
Mastermind. Ask for it there, and
hmm
we'll drop a link to it.
for
Um,
sure.
Remember, we are one of a handful of podcasts on the Automotive Repair Podcast Network. You can find the others at Automotive Repair podcastnetwork.com. You can also download the app at arpn.app. Really awesome app to be able to access all of the podcasts. Hope that you'll listen in again next week. And until then, fill those bays. Thank you for listening to the Auto Repair Marketing Podcast on the Automotive Repair Podcast Network. Download our app at automotiverepairpodcastnetwork.com or find it in the App Store or